Hi, my name is Fred Becker, Director of Becker Institute, and I'm here to help you raise self-reliant and responsible children, to show you how to create the pro-social opportunities so that your children can develop the social-emotional skills they need to live happy, healthy, and successful lives. Let's go to our mailbox and look at our email for today. Today's email comes from a mother in New York City. Over the past 3 years, I've noticed that the dialogue between me and my 13-year-old daughter has decreased to the point where our conversations consist of short 2 questions followed by an even shorter 2 answers. How do I get my daughter to start to talk to me like we used to? Signed, Sally. Kids and dialogue has been a problem for many families. What we find is when children are younger, they tend to talk to us openly and honestly, sharing information because we are the center of their universe. As kids get older, girls usually about the age of 9, boys about the age of 12, they tend to separate. In other words, they're trying to find their independence. And in doing so, they don't want to give you information. Now, there's really 3 reasons why children don't talk to us. The first one is called the Miranda Act. And the Miranda Act says anything I say can and will be used against me by a parent at a later time. Now, I say that tongue-in-cheek, but when you stop to think about it, what we do is when our kids tell us something, we use that information against them later on. The second reason a child would not talk to us is because they're either stressed or there's not enough time to allow that to happen. Let me give you an example. Your child comes home from school, walks in the front door, and let's say it's 4:30. You're making dinner or fixing dinner or preparing some type of food for the evening meal. Your child comes in and smiles and says, "Guess what happened today?" And you start listening to the child but keep cooking. And you say, "Well, what happened?" And the child starts to tell you, but do you notice that you're dividing your interest? You're working away cooking plus trying to listen to the child at the same time. What the child gathers from this is what they say is not important. So what you're not doing is creating the time for the child to talk with you or to dialogue with you. And we're all so busy, that happens more often than not. The third reason a child wouldn't dialogue with you is because they don't know how. The average child dialogues with an adult less than 3 hours a week. Let's think about this for a second. The average dialogue goes like this. Your child comes home from school. They walk in the door and you say, "How was school today?" "Fine," is their reply. You say, "Well, what happened?" They say, "Nothing." And then they say, "Can I go to my room now?" And then they go upstairs, the phone rings, and they talk for 2 hours with one of their friends on the phone. It's not that they don't know how to dialogue. They just don't know how to dialogue with you or another adult. So I'm going to show you an easy way to help to solve this problem. And it's called the gathering time. And all you want to do is you want to take 4 nights a week. Set aside a 15-minute period, 15 minutes. And what happens during that 15 minutes is everybody in the household is in the same room with no TV on, no stereo on, no iPods plugged into people's ears. And you sit in the same room together with nothing to do. Now think about this for a second. How often do you get to sit with your whole family with nothing going on? Most of you will say at dinner time. See, but at dinner time you eat. You still have dialogue, but dialogue is competing with eating. When you're in this room for these 15 minutes, don't try to stress dialogue. This is not the time to ask the kids questions like, what grades are they getting? Why did they come home late? This is not the time for the inquisition. This is the time where you sit patiently. You can read a paper. You can do whatever you want to do. Kids get to do whatever they want to do. And what you will find as you start this process, you will find that the kids will be bored. As this goes on day after day, you'll find that the children will start to ask you questions and talk with you. And you will soon find that everybody in the family is dialoguing. Now, if you have little kids in the house and they want to play a game, sure. But don't structure this so that you dictate what happens during this 15 minutes. Kind of let it flow. And don't get discouraged if the children sit there and are bored. If you just keep doing it, you'll find that the dialogue will flow much easier. This is the first step to increase the dialogue between you and your child by creating the opportunity for this to happen. For more information, visit us online at beckerinstitute.com. Thank you.